Well, good morning. It's about 7 a.m. on Saturday. Charlotte got up about 6 with Carmen. So Carmen's already out. She's out digging weeds out of the garden. So Charlotte and I are going to get chores done, and then we're going to head over there and see if we can't rescue some potatoes. So there's a couple of things we've got to get done today. We've got to get these sheep into here and then separate the mums from the babies. Put the mums out to pasture, probably down by the dugout. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to put the babies in here and just leave them in here, or if I'm going to run them out to the nightclub pen behind the shop. I kind of want to run them behind the shop, but then there's also a ton of grass over in this little paddock here, so might get them to clean that up for a couple of days, and then kick them over with the other two there with Richmond. So the other day I brought the tractor over here, put a big compost pile behind the chicken house. So yesterday I spread it all out, and now I'm going to put the chicken feed right up on top of the compost and let them work and till and dig and spread that compost a little bit more evenly. Okay, well, morning chores are done. I'm just going to grab the side-by-side again here. We're going to head over, help Mama Bear in the garden, and then got a bunch of panels over here we're going to move down by the lambing pen and get those sheep in from the horse pasture. Get them rounded up and split off, and we'll see what the weather does. If the weather holds up, we might end up heading out to Rio Grande, go cut some more hay. So Carmen and I just spent a couple hours. Well, she spent longer than I did. She was up at 6 a.m. So anyways, a few hours in the garden pulling weeds. And so if you see behind me here, we're just throwing all these weeds into the pig pen. There's a massive pile, and we have barely even touched what's in the garden. No, that's a whole nother video, whole nother story for a whole nother day. But anyways, we got all these weeds. We chucked them in here with the pigs. We actually made another video on this previously, but just look at these guys go to town. They're gonna eat all this waste from the garden that is always struggle. Like, what do I do with this? Do I need to bag it, burn it? Like, how do I stop this from just procreating and becoming more and more and more weeds? We can feed it to the pigs. They're gonna break it down. They're gonna break those seeds down. They'll blend it in with this compost. We'll stack it up, get it heated up, so any other seeds that survive, they'll be cooked off and they won't survive. It's a great source of nutrition for these pigs. I mean, they're fed on grain, but I mean, you can see they pick through a lot of the grass that's in this pen. So there's nothing bad or toxic in those weeds either. Like, most of it's grass and clover, actually. I don't even know where all that came from. We had an exceptionally wet spring, and so we've even seen a rise in the amount of clover that's showing up in our pasture. But on the positive side, Carmen harvested a whole bunch of strawberries this morning, and so they were absolutely delicious. Really excited about that. She picked some Saskatoon berries the other day. So I'm back out here in Rio Grande. I'm gonna cut hay for another day. Just finished this one field behind me. I'm headed off to another one over here. It'll be a pretty nice day, actually. It's a little cool, a little bit of a breeze, but still decent enough. Kind of cloudy. It doesn't look like it's going to rain though, so might as well take advantage of it while we can. So I saw on the Alberta Farm Buy and Sell page this morning, the lady was advertising an electromagnetic frequency radiation tester for anybody to use inside their homes, because she figured the government was trying to boil her blood with lasers that are attached to satellites. If you turned off the power in your home, the lasers wouldn't be able to attach to anything. And I was just like, wow, like, this is some next level, like, this is well beyond a tinfoil hat kind of thing. It really got me thinking, like, honestly, there's so many things in our day-to-day that are, like, just killing our health. And if, like, how about we work on something that's within our control? Like, we have no control over, like, satellites out in space. You know, electromagnetic, frequency radiation. We have no control over that. Let's be honest. We do have control over things. Be like, maybe just stop eating 4 bags of chips a week. Maybe stop drinking pot. Maybe grow some of your own food. Things that are within your control. If you ever want to figure out how first world you are, come drive tractor for a couple of days in haying season. You'll see exactly how it is. No air conditioning, no radio, no no cup holders even. The only thing in here is a cigarette lighter. You know, kind of going back to that comment about the whole tinfoil hat thing, I do think it's time for social media to, as a collective, you know, step up and take some responsibility for the information on their platforms. There's 1 billion people that use Facebook every day. There's 800 million use TikTok. There's 100 million use Instagram. There's 330 million that use Twitter. Like, that's a ton of people every day whose sole access to information is through these social media platforms. And I honestly believe people make their life decisions, and the best life decisions they can possibly make, based upon the information that's made available to them. Now, when you hand 800 million people a soapbox, that's one thing. But when you hand one person a soapbox and you give them access to 800 million people, that's entirely another thing altogether. I tell you, there's never been, and I mean, you know this. This isn't my opinion. This is a matter of fact. But there's never been a time in human history where we've had more information available to us. Mosquitoes. And you know, I honestly feel it's been taken to a point where, you know, the stuff that's made available to us, not that it's totally available to us, but stuff that's like pushed and like thrown out in front of you, the advertising, the political posts, what's supposed to masquerade as news. Most of this stuff has never been so divisive as it is nowadays. Just things to get people stirred up and create a reaction. 90% of what's news isn't news, but you know, if you find yourself getting outraged about stuff that really has little to no effect on your life, just gets carried away, just gets escalated way beyond control. Here's my tinfoil hat moment. You think about Facebook, Google, YouTube, all these different platforms that are like well integrated into your life, pretty much become weaponized. There's people out there that are like, oh, I think the government is going to microchip us. Why would they? Why would the government microchip you? You've got this thing in your pocket every single day that tells the government exactly where you are, tells multi-billion-dollar corporations exactly where you are. They listen to everything you're saying. They know everything you've ever searched for in your life. Which, by the way, deleting your browser history won't help you. That stuff's already stored in a big server room somewhere down in Fresno, California. There's really only one way to get around all of this. Turn your phone off, turn your TV off, go outside in the sunshine, and just be nice to people. Just don't be a dick. That's really all you gotta do. Mind your own business, say hello, say please, thank you, ask people how their day is going, and actually care about it when you ask. The world will be an alright place to live. Well, anyways, those are all the things I think about when there's no radio in the tractor. I should probably get back to focusing on cutting hay. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow.